Good morning and welcome. My name is the Reverend Dale Brown, and I have the great privilege of being the pastor of Community Church. I'm one of 2 or 3 pastors and people that are here, and we work together to serve God, and it's just a great privilege and a great church serving an even greater God. I want to talk to you this morning about a parable from the New Testament, a story told by Jesus about a wedding. Now, you might remember when you got married. And I know for some of us it's the best day, and for others maybe the worst day, but just bear with me. The story is told of the groom and the bride who are traveling to the wedding party, and there are 10 bridesmaids waiting. And they all have lamps. And in their lamps, some have a full quantity of oil, and some a lot less. And for whatever reason, you know how weddings are, they never go off on time, or they take longer to get pictures done, or something happens, but the bride and the groom are delayed, and the bridesmaids are there waiting. Now, those who had the full quantity of oil are okay. Their lamps are burning brightly. But those who had less oil in their lamps are concerned and worried and frantic and anxious because their lamps are burning out, and they'll have to go and buy oil, and they'll miss the coming of the bride and the groom. Now, there's a couple things about this parable that I want to mention. I never understood exactly why the bridesmaids who had more than enough oil didn't share the oil with those who were running out, but I came to realize that this parable is about being ready for Christ, being ready for the return of Christ and for the intervention of Christ in our lives and our world, and I'm reminded that each one of us has to be ready. You can't make someone else ready, and we each have to take responsibility for our faith and make sure we have enough oil. But the other part of this is, what would have happened had the bridesmaids who foolishly did not have enough oil, what would have happened if they had trusted that the bride and the groom would come and would have waited even in the dark? I don't think the bride and groom would have kicked them out. I think instead they would have welcomed them and included them, and they still could have been a part of the wedding, the party. Sometimes we wait in the dark. Waiting is always hard. It's always a challenge. It's always difficult. I'm a horrible person about waiting in line at the grocery store. It seems that the person who has 20 items always gets in front of me in the line that allows 10 or 12 items, and it takes longer. I try to pick out the line that moves the fastest at the grocery store, but in the end, just before me, somebody needs a price check or something happens and that line moves slowly. But what happens when we wait? We have to place our faith and trust in God. And when we're waiting in the dark, it's even a greater challenge. So I don't know about this story. I'm going to have to look at it again and study and pray about it and think about what would have happened had those bridesmaids waited even in the dark. Because that's where life is spent. We're waiting for the report from the doctor. We're waiting for the economy to get better. We're waiting for the election to be over. We're waiting. And as we wait, Jesus is with us. Today, I think all of us are waiting for something. I think we're all waiting for life to get back to normal, for the pandemic to be over, for some good thing to happen. And we're concerned that as we wait, our lamps, our oil might be exhausted. And so we wait with oil running out, and even sometimes when our lamps are empty and we have nothing else to give. I believe it's then that we can rely upon the strength of Christ to be with us and to light our lives and our world. So go out today in the light, the love, the grace, the goodness of Jesus, who comes to us even in the dark places of life and lights up our world so that it feels and appears and is as if it's glowing with the love of God. May God bless you and keep you this day and every day.